Hi, this is Gary with MacMost.com. Today, let me show you how to convert a bunch of image files to a PDF. MacMost is brought to you thanks to a great group of supporters. Go to MacMost.com/Patreon. There you could read more about it, join us, and get exclusive content. So a very common question that Mac users have is how to convert a bunch of JPEG files to a PDF. A PDF is a pretty universal format and allows you to take a bunch of images and put them into a single document. And then know that that document can then be seen by anybody with just about any device. Well, there are many ways to do this using just the software that's built into your Mac. You don't need anything special to do this. I'm going to show you 5 different methods. The first one is the method most people recommend, but I think it's the least useful out of all of them. Then I'm going to show you different options, each one better than the last. So the first method we're going to look at is the one that everybody else tells you to use. But I think it's the least versatile and it's not even the easiest method. It's to use Preview. And Preview is pretty quick to get to. If you double click on any image file it's going to open it up in Preview. If you select all of these and then go to File Open or Command O it's going to open them all in Preview. If you want to save them out as a PDF you can't just export it because what you have here is 5 different documents. But if you were to select all the documents in the left sidebar and you could turn the left sidebar to thumbnails by selecting here, you can shift click on the last one and now you can see all 5 of them are selected. Now when I go to print it's going to print all 5. So I go to File, Print or Command P and I could see what the pages will look like if I print. Now if I go to PDF down here I can save as a PDF or open in Preview. So we'll look at what that PDF looks like and you can see now I've got a PDF that has 5 images in it. So it gets the job done. Note that one way to make it a little bit better is to turn off auto rotate here and now they're all going to be the same orientation. So if you want the easiest method then all you need to do is go to a quick action. There's already a quick action built into your Mac that will save out images as a single PDF. You can get to quick actions 2 ways. Let's select all these files here and I can control click on any one of them and you could see here I've got quick actions and I can go to create PDF. I could also go to view and then show preview. And then under show preview here you've got some quick actions and you may or may not see this as one of the top 2. If not you can click more there. Click on create PDF there and you can see it creates a PDF instantly. So it's definitely the easiest method to use. If I open up this PDF here you can see I get a nice PDF of all those images. So no real options there but it's fast and easy. So let's look at some more versatile ways to do it. One way to do it is to use Pages. So let's run Pages here and I'm going to create a new document and just going to have this blank document here. Now I'm going to drag and drop these 5 images into the document. And when I do so I get a mess initially. I have all the images thrown in there on top of each other. But while they're still selected there I'm going to go to Format, Arrange and change the text wrap to inline with text. And this will throw them all in there with the text. There's no text there right now. So it's just going to put one after the other. If I zoom out quite a bit I could see now I've got just 1 image per page. If your images are smaller you may fit 2 per page. Now I could go to File, Print or I could do Export to PDF to get a PDF version of this document that I see here. It's more versatile because now I could go in and I can make some changes. For instance I can select all of these, just Command A to select all of them. And I can go to Style and set a border for instance. I can get a line, a picture frame. I can add shadows and things like that. I can also add some text. I click there you can see the cursor is there and I can start typing. And I can add captions to it or just whole blocks of text underneath these. You could take full control of these doing whatever you want with the images, adding text boxes, doing all sorts of things. So you can either use this as a quick way to get a PDF from a bunch of images or you can keep working with it to add more features. Now you can also use Keynote for this and you'll get something that looks a little bit different. So let's run Keynote here. I'm going to create a new document and use something that's just a white background there. And what I'm going to do now is drag and drop these into the sidebar. So I'm going to drag them in and drop them in there into the left sidebar to make a slide out of each one of these. And let's zoom out a bit here in Keynote and you can see that each one basically fills the slide. Now I could also do Export to PDF or Print as a PDF. I can do other things here as well. I could, for instance, create a text box and put text over the image. So I could add a caption. I can make that white text, for instance, and copy and paste that caption to each one of those and add more information. I could add slides in between them. You see I already have this title slide here. I can delete that, but I could also have used that as an extra piece of text. It's also easy to rearrange the images once they're inside before you do the export. The result here looks a lot different than what you get from Pages. The actual size of each page in the PDF is going to fit what the slides are. You can, of course, adjust that by going to Document and then changing the slide size to a custom size and making something that's an 8.5 by 11 ratio if you want it to look like a piece of paper, things like that. So Keynote is probably the one where it's the easiest to customize what you want, to add different captions and elements to it. It's a little bit easier to do this here in Keynote than it is to do it in Pages. And the last method I think is the most useful of them all, and it's to simply use photos. So when you go into Photos, of course, you can only print out images that you have in your library here. So if they're not already there, you can just simply import them in. Maybe just import them in temporarily and get rid of them afterwards. But here I have an album that has those same 5 photos in it. So if I go to print here, I get something very different in terms of a print menu. I can choose between all these different ways to lay it out. I could see here a preview of what it looks like. So this is what it looks like with Fit. Fill fills it a little bit more. Custom goes and puts several on a slide, and I can change how many are on a slide by changing the numbers here. And the best is Contact Sheet, because Contact Sheet puts them all there and allows me to change the number of columns, allows me to change the margins. I can click Captions and I can change what's in the caption. So here it's using the titles, which are just the file names, but I could add all sorts of other things to it, like say the dates for each one. So you get to put a lot of information with it and even choose some styles here of how these look. And then when you go to print, you simply select PDF, Save as PDF, or Open in Preview, and this is what the PDF looks like. So you can put all the images on one page of the PDF if that's what you want. You can have them on separate pages. You can combine them and do all sorts of different things using the Photos app. I publish new tutorials every weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Then hit the little bell icon to get notifications for each new tutorial.